I don't know what exactly says on me when what I'm more pissed off of this whole Wonder is inconsiderate towards Sylvia nonsense is the fact that it's implicit in the phrase that Sylvia loves and is super loyal to a person who doesn't appreciate her. Hell, even Ryder kind of fake respect for Sylvia for his own purposes, but Sylvia does not go around with someone who doesn't give her at least some empathy and respect. That's Peter's things, not Sylvia's. But the part which is explicit in that phrase, I cannot understand it because I thought the same when I saw the first episodes until I realized that it's actually somewhat part of their personalities of the physical comedy. In part, it's because we are not kind of used to have these kind of characters being friends and have these different point of views. I have basically explaining their relationship as they love each other with the same intensity in which they disagree, and I think that kind of sums the thing up in a very stiff way. But the point of their physical comedy and having the person who always end up hurt and the person who somehow always gets saved being part of the exactly same team is kind of the part of the complementary dynamic these two have. The show usually sides with Wonder most of the time because Wonder is the embodiment of the show morals, but most of either of the two problems comes with their inability to think outside their own boxes. So you notice, just by watching the physical comedy, was being stiff and was adapting to the situation. Normally, Sylvia is being stiff, and then she's the one getting hurt. And you doesn't understand how I love this because it's extremely difficult to find a female character who gets hurt on physical comedy. And Wonder is the one being adaptable, so he's not the one getting hurt. And this dynamic is the normal one for what I said before, the fact that the series usually sides with Wonder. But, and this is the interesting part, there's an episode which the series sides with Sylvia, the helper. And you can see that just by noticing that Wonder is getting actual physical comedy and he's getting hurt by it. It's even more punctuated when, after a montage of Wonder getting hurt, Sylvia comes back to tell him her day had been awesome. Since in The Helper, Wonder is the one being stiff and not adapting to the situation, he gets to be the blunt of the joke for once. Okay, now you're probably thinking that Sylvia actually did get worried about Wonder in The Helper, unlike all other episodes when Sylvia gets hurt and Wonder say nothing. But do you remember that in The Boy Wonder, Wonder clarified that he showed the right path, not force you to follow it? Well, I just happen to notice that Wonder very rarely gives his opinion to someone else, including Sylvia. The point is, Wonder very seldom is going to explain to you what are you doing wrong. He's going to point you up in the right direction, probably very strongly, and hope that you will pick up on the meaning of that, which is also something that the series does a lot with its teams. He knows you are going to learn the lesson better if you somehow pick up the lesson on your own. That's why he points to the solution but doesn't tell you which is exactly the solution. Not Sylvia. She's going to tell you her opinion and on it, and what she thinks is the correct way to go, which is something the series doesn't seem to like so much because the helper is somewhat sobered by Sylvia pointing Wonder to the correct solution instead of you explaining the thing to him. But Sylvia is not Wonder and she likes to give her opinion, and that's why she takes the whole episode to come up with that solution after seeing that just tell Wonder what to do doesn't really work. Since this is a series which respects your intelligence and Wonder is usually the embodiment of the series moral, Wonder respects Sylvia's intelligence, and he can be worried about Sylvia's stiffness over certain situations a lot, but he's not going to tell her the reason of her physical comedy is directly, but point to her the correct solution for solve that, because the only way to solve that is getting Sylvia to understand she has to get in the flow sometime and find her inner zen. But for the time being, she always going to land very stiff.